Hello guys, today we got Thorns build. It's super fun, not as quick as Deadeye, Lightning Arrow, but we're quite tanky. We can pretty much do all the content and so on. A lot of you guys probably already know about Thorns builds. There's some other content creators who are making them. Um, but just wanted to show what's going on here, how we progressed, what items I'm using and so on. So let's go over to our items. Obviously, for the Torrent builds, you gonna need Briar Patch, unique boots, gives a lot of Torrent's critical hit chance, basically makes the build viable. Then we got the helmet as well, pretty much mandatory. You're gonna need this one, since it makes the Torrents can retaliate against all the hits. Basically, pretty much anything that hits you in the game, you can retaliate. It's instead just basic attacks. Like this makes the build viable. Okay, so besides those two, what else we got? Just gloves, just armor, body, pretty much armor resistances and Thorns damage as well. You want to get as high Thorn damage as possible. Same with the belt, pretty much resistances, life, Thorns damage. So basically those two items are gonna scale our build, as well as we're using greater runes of Tithin. These ones give quite a bit of Thorn damage as well. Not really necessary, you can just go without these. They're gonna add a little bit, but not necessary. If you're short on resistances, just use resistance runs. Those gonna save you some, currency. What else? Spear, pretty much you just need to have damage as extra fire if you're using Chernobog's pillar, and if you're using Avatar of Fire. This one as well depends on your turn setup. You could just go physical turns without going to Avatar of Fire. Then you won't need Chernobog pillar as well. You would need the mod on the spear. So this way we do scale a little bit better in some cases. um, I did try full physical turns as well back. Honestly, both of them are quite similar. Maybe Avatar of Fire, the Fire Thorns does a little bit more damage. It's super hard to compare them. It depends on situations. But yeah, so for the spear, you want, as I said, extra damage as fire. All other mods pretty much not needed here. Maybe attack speed if you want, quicker, rapid assault. Then we using, damage is extra of all elements. You could actually use these ones, like for the spirit, the runes, where you get from ultimatum. Actually, just let me quickly see soul core, spirit. Yeah, so soul core of Azkapa. You could use those two. So you could put another Thorn skin in the time of need. Technically, we could not. We could use instead Thorn skin level 2 on Magma Barrier, turn off the time of need, but it depends. Time of need sometimes is actually quite good. It removes courses, elemental alignments, gives us some health, so it's up to you how you want to go. Okay, so what else? What else did we miss here? So pretty much all the other gear is just elemental resistances, life, some spirit here, and yeah, I think that covers the gearing process. Pretty much as you level up, you just what you want to look, Thorns damage on all the gear you can find, pretty much belt, body, gloves. You can level up very quickly with this build. Honestly, all the content just dies while you hold the shield. Does not make any issues at all. So let's go over to our passive tree. Let's remove this one. Okay, so what we're picking on Ascendancy, obviously, Animal's Weight is the number one, what you want to go for. Later we're going for the block chance, because our block chance is capped. We are at 75. Then for the last Ascendancy, there is actually quite some options. If you want to be more tanky, you go for Jade Heritage. If you want more damage, you go for Imploding Impacts. If you want for more AoE clear, you go for War Colors Bellows. And then you use War Cries and explode everything. So we got some options, to go. It depends, what you want, what you're missing, what you feel your build is short on. I went for more tankiness, so I can just stand AFK in the packs of the mobs and do nothing. Pretty much that's why I went there. Alright, so as you level, let's see our leveling tree, basically our current tree, not leveling. So what you want to do here, just go over to crits. You want to go to some Thorn nodes. Obviously, Leech is needed as well to make Thorns quite viable. Vengeance is pretty much mandatory here, so you can actually sustain your, Thorn damage, so you don't die. So this one is quite mandatory. Early on, you could just go this way over here, take this one, because if you do follow exactly as my build is, it's gonna take you quite some time to reach Thorn Leech. So probably just going through here would make, leveling a little bit faster. What else we got here? Just, everywhere around is a Thorn damage. Fire damage as well, since using Avatar of Fire. And then we got some armor nodes, nothing too special. Gonna leave the tree, back there. So yeah, I think that covers, passive tree as well. As you can see, it's nothing too special, honestly. Passive trees in PvP are not too hard. There's not too much, of fails you can do. I think that covers pretty much everything. The build itself is quite cheap. Honestly, if you talk about the build price, I think I spent like maybe 2 divines in total, maybe 3. With all the stuff that is here. Probably, most expensive one is, honestly, maybe the shield. Maybe, one of the rings, but overall, the build is quite cheap. Honestly, you can start like on very low budget. It pretty much does not require anything, to start. You can just go with Thorn straight away. Of course, it makes the Thorns viable whenever you can equip the helmet, so that is level 16. You can start earlier, but it's gonna be pretty bad early on without the helmet. So yeah, helmet is mandatory, and the helmet costs like very cheap. Not many people are playing Thorns, honestly, and they're quite overpowered in my eyes. I wouldn't expect it to nerf it, sometime in the future. Because honestly, you can just, stay and all the monsters die. You raise a shield, you get, your Quill Burst, Barbs. So pretty much those two are mandatory as well on your skills. Barbs and Quill Burst. You get those two, you get 6 attacks, you do the Rapid Assault, you deal your Thorn damage, like very, very quickly, like 6 times your Thorn damage. And that's quite insane. Usually, like on bosses, rares, they die very quickly. Depending, of course, on the mods, on the map tier, and so on. But usually, the bosses are no problem. Yep, I think that covers everything what I wanted to talk. I think you guys enjoyed this. And see you on the next one. Have a good one. Comment what you think. We're gonna make more content on Path of Exile 2. And see you in the next one.